Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We do have some live tournament action coming at you right now on MLG's Metalopolis. It is going to be Tapeless, hailing from Clan Nightmare, taking on TDLeFazh. So it is going to be a Protoss versus Terran. LeFazh is going to be spawning as our orange Protoss down here in the bottom center on Metalopolis, and Tapeless spawning as our green Terran up here at the 12 o'clock position. So good stuff. It is. Oh, wow. Popros Korean GSL Zerg. Oh, okay. Thanks, Greki-chan. Cool. Thanks so much, Greki-chan. So Popros. So this is his American account, apparently. So Popros. We'll call him that. I may switch to Faza, but if I can remember, I will definitely call him Popros. So let's just make sure I got that right. Oops. Who said that? Where's Greki-chan? Where'd you go, brother? There it is. Okay, Popros. Hope I'm saying that right. If I screw it up too bad, somebody can slap me or something, I guess. That'll be fine. But it looks like Tapeless is going to be starting with a little bit of a wall off here. Supply depot going down in pretty decent time. And there goes his barracks. So not going to wall off with the barracks quite yet. But no big deal. It is not going to be a Zerg, so he doesn't really have to worry about Zergling Rush. At this point, we do have Gateway going down here for Popros. Man, I keep forgetting that. Let's see if I can say that. Let's get it one more time. My goodness. Okay. Where's Greki-chan? Popros. Anyway, we've got it figured. We may end up calling him LeFazh, but gas is going down here for Popros. And the barracks about to be complete here for Tapeless. We do have some scouting going on. It looks like LeFazh. Yeah, I'm calling them LeFazh. I'm sorry, guys. Popros. Heading up here with his scouting probe. Up he goes. He does see no wall off here. Is going to see the barracks. Pretty decent timing and only one gas, so it looks to be pretty standard for him. Probably going to beat it on out of there. Does know that right around this time, Marine number 1 should be out on the map. Oh, look at this. He's taunting him. Yep, checking the timing there. Knows that, wow, interesting stuff. And is going to try and beat it out of there with his life. Good job. He did get out of there alive for just a moment. It looks as though Tapeless is going to be taking the low ground here on this map. Going to try and keep any scouts from cruising up there now. It's time to start denying the scouting. You can see another supply depot going down here. Looks like he's going to work on that wall off just a little bit more. He is scouting his opponent's base and does see a chrono boost going down, as well as the timing of that second gas here from Popros. Good stuff. Good stuff. And we do have a Zealot out now on the map. He is going to be sitting here at the ramp for just a little while. Looks like a Marine going to cruise up here. Not satisfied that Popros is out of his base here. Look at that. Checking to see if there's any proxy pylon. Is going to see the probe camping here at the mineral line. And it looks as though Popros is going to have to evacuate this guy quickly. Yes, he does. Barely get him out of there with his life. 6 HP left on that poor little sucker. But making it out is big stuff. Lucky to live, that is for sure. Looks like he may be set up here for a forward pylon in this position. Now that could be very interesting. It's not too terribly close, but it's definitely better than spawning or warping in at your base. Now let's take a look at what Popros has got going for us here. It is going to be a Twilight Council here fairly quickly. Yikes. Twilight Council is down. Is it going to be DTs? He has got almost 250 gas here. 250 gas. Oh my goodness, it is going to be a DT shrine. Now notice that Tapeless does have this wall off complete, so this could work in his favor unless we see some kind of drops going on here from LeFazh, which could very well be. But in the meantime, it looks as though Tapeless is going to be mounting a small pressure attack here. Well, I say small, but that's not really that small. He's got 7 Marines here, 1 Marauder, and concussive shells is going to be complete, and even 1 Marauder with concussive shells can be fairly effective. Notice that Tapeless still checking around for proxy pylons. Looks as though he is going to find this one. Notice that Popros putting up another pylon here. Interesting stuff. He is dead serious about getting some DTs into his opponent's base, or at least in a proximity location. Look at that. Tapeless does see this pylon. Probably going to be mounting in this attack, though, here in just a moment. We do see 1 sentry here for defense. Popros is going to be in pretty decent shape with that. TDLeFazh going to be cruising up the ramp here. Oh, and forcing the waste for the sentry while reinforcements come. Now, it looks as though TDLeFazh is going to have to get out another sentry. Indeed, he does. Oh, this Marine going to maybe get taken out, potentially. But look at this. A Reaper now in the base here. Going to try and get maybe a couple kills. Doesn't look like he's quite going to make it happen. Oh, down he goes. Didn't get any kills, unfortunately. Too bad, but it looks as though this proxy pylon is going to go down. We do have some DTs going down, but Scan going down. Almost. Oh, and he did take him out with the range of that Marauder. So great snipe there. Not able to break down that wall, and it looks as though TDLeFazh are going to have to transition potentially. He is going to send up another one. Now, that is kind of pesky. I'm liking that. Pretty good. TDLeFazh just responding here very calmly. Going to send over some SCVs to get some repair down on this building. But here comes the attack. Ooh. Looks like the DT may get a kill there. Almost getting a kill, but he only had to attack 2 units instead of just 1. Too bad for him. That is okay, but we do have a factory going down now, as well as an engineering bay. Engineering bay going to be super helpful. Notice that he is getting that missile turret up in pretty decent time here. Missile turret is going to complete. He did see that and backs out immediately. Good control there from TDLeFazh. And it is currently 2 base to 1. However, we do have a starport coming out for TDLeFazh. Maybe going to see a large push here in just a moment. Notice he is going to be getting out some tanks. No siege tech quite yet, but tanks are still pretty stinking good against gateway units, even without siege mode. So, especially with this much support, that is a lot of Marine support there. And let's see, starport is going to complete. Let's go check out what's going on in TDLeFazh's base. 5 gates it is right now, 2 base, and he has got a pretty decent unit mixture out right now. Probably going to need to see a little bit more warp in. But look at this army here from TDLeFazh still being very active, not giving up his tech though. It's just showing his opponent what he saw before, which is just infantry. So kind of interesting, keeping the tank and well, the tank hidden. I guess there's no air units out quite yet. We do have the tech lab going down, so it probably is going to be Banshees, maybe even a Raven in the mix. Not bad play there, but we do have double tanks out now. These guys setting up fairly defensively, but he did snipe that forward pylon that was in this position here from TDLeFazh, so pretty good stuff. Do have TDLeFazh rebuilding some pylons. Didn't quite get supply blocked, but it still is hurtful anyway. Now, charge going down. Nice looking stuff there. We do have armor level 1 going down right away as well, and chrono boosting that out. That's going to be fairly effective here, I think, against that Bile Ball army. However, he doesn't know that there are going to be some tanks in the mix. But even so, you know what? That armor is usually pretty stinking effective. So pretty helpful upgrade. Any upgrade at this point is good for him. But we do have 1 Archon out on the field. He did more from DTs as well, so that's kind of interesting. And Photon Cannon going down for just a little bit of static defense. But in the meantime, we do have TDLeFazh scouting, I think, a little bit of a movement here. Yes, it is. And this is a fairly big push here from TDLeFazh. Pretty good stuff. Did pull some SCVs here. How many SCVs did he pull? Let's take a look if I can get one of them. There we go. Wow. 8 SCVs pulled here for this attack. We do have tanks with siege mode now and sieging up right here. And here we go. Looks like it's going to come down to control. Here comes the attack. Great split here from TDLeFazh. Going to be charging in there. Those charge locks being super effective. Great force fields going down. Looks like all the tanks are going to go down here fairly quickly. Charge lot super effective right now. And TDLeFazh army falling to pieces there very quickly to TDLeFazh, and TDLeFazh now taking the lead in a very big way. Boy, that split on his army super effective. I like the timing that he chose there, and looks like this small detachment here for TDLeFazh is going to go down as well, going to further that lead here from TDLeFazh. And look at that, game number 1 going straight to TDLeFazh. There's the GG from TDLeFazh, so congrats so far to TDLeFazh, and it is going to be game number 2 here in just a moment. It will be TDLeFazh map pick, so don't alt tap. Always alt Starcraft. We will see you guys in just a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We do have some live tournament action coming at you right now. It is a semifinal match in tonight's tournament. There is a $20 prize on the line for whoever can take down first place. This game 2, though, going to be so far in favor of TDLeFazh, also known as TDLeFazh, he is going to be our orange Protoss player, spawning down here in the bottom left-hand corner, and taking on, again, TDLeFazh here, from Clan Nightmare, NMx. Phenomenal player. I love TDLeFazh. He is one of my favorites, that is for sure. And he is spawning as Green Terran here in the bottom right. So both of these guys on the bottom side of the map, they can expand upwards, which does kind of make things a little bit nicer sometimes. But, yeah, we'll see how that's going to go. We'll see how it's going to go. But TDLeFazh notorious for pretty strong one-base plays and such. So we'll see if that's going to be the case in this game, or if he's going to shoot for more of a macro game. I do not know quite yet, but TDLeFazh showing a lot of strength in that last game. I loved his charge lot versus that Bile Ball, especially when he mixed in that one Archon, even just one Archon, fairly effective against those bio units. And that +1 armor upgrade really making the difference, I think, against the siege tanks. So great stuff from him so far. We'll see if he's going to be able to continue that here in Game 2. In the meantime, he is going to be putting down Gateway. Looks like a fairly standard opener, and TDLeFazh going to be working on a barracks. So standard schmandard, if you will. And here comes what looks to be, oh, look at this, he's already checking for proximity. Proxy pylons already. Got to love the scouting from these guys, my goodness. Don't take anything for granted, do they? Really, really putting in the work, playing it as safe as possible. And the cool thing is that, I mean, I love to see that from TDLeFazh, which means, number one, he hasn't lost his head. He's not on tilt or anything after losing game number 1. But he's playing it safe here, knowing that going into this, he's got to go on a 2-game rush to take down this win and put himself in position to fight for the first place prize of $20. So in the meantime, he is going to cruise in here and does get some decent scouting intel in. He did scout to the correct location first. Does see the Cyber Core going down there in pretty decent time. And wow, TDLeFazh in pretty decent shape so far economically, but look what TDLeFazh is doing here. He is going to go ahead and take and expand. Looks like he is going to be going for a little bit more of a macro game here. Interesting play from him. It's not often you get to see him shooting for such an early expand. He tends to like putting pressure on early, but apparently against TDLeFazh, or TDLeFazh I should say, he is going to opt for that. So we'll see how that's going to play out for him. Interested to see, especially because that strength that TDLeFazh really showed in that last game makes me wonder, because getting him on 2 base looks to be a fairly comfortable position, I would say, for TDLeFazh. And if you get your opponent comfortable, maybe that could work against you. Who knows? But TDLeFazh is such a great player. I cannot doubt his skill for even half a second. So bunker going down here, going to have great defense early on. And let's take a look. 2 more barracks on the way as well. So in the meantime, it does look like a 4-gate here with a robotics. Wow, so probably a big push here off 1 base from LeFazh, or TDLeFazh. Which is interesting because we're almost exactly opposite of what we saw in that last game, where LeFazh played it a little bit safer, got himself on 2 bases fairly early, and made it happen with a good 2-base defense and then a counterattack. And now it looks like TDLeFazh is going to be playing defensively. So we'll see who's going to take it down, given this kind of switch up here. Now we did have a scout try and cruise up the ramp here. Did get taken out very quickly and does see triple bunkers. Now, my guess is that LeFazh is going to adjust accordingly. Notice, oh, look at this. I say that, and he is getting a warp prism, so it is going to be drops, which is going to nullify this bunker defense here at the front door. It's going to come down now to whether or not TDLeFazh is quick in responding to that drop when it does come time for that. So we have a couple, looks like zealots cruising out across the map here. I'm wondering what these guys are doing. But wow, look at that. A sentry here, 2 stalkers and a zealot in this drop ship. Excuse me. And oh my goodness, going to be gearing up. Oh, but look at this. TDLeFazh figuring it out here in pretty decent time. Is he going to have enough to take this down? A lot of Marines here taking out quite a few units. Oh, but oh, look at that! Getting the cancel there. That looks like TDLeFazh is going to have to back out potentially, but look at this. He is warping in units here on the low ground. Going to be gearing up to go put some pressure right on the front. Gotta get these guys in position here. Are they going to be able to get them in? Yes, they do indeed go down into the bunkers. That is going to absolutely be helpful here. And another bunker going down here to try and hold this ramp. And these guys, look at this. PL Popro is going to be cruising up into the main. TDLeFazh struggling here, I think, to hold these guys off. He does have a lot of units, having to use a lot of SCVs to pull this off. And there goes the warp in up on the high ground. PL Popro's really abusing this positioning very, very well and doing a pretty decent job. It looks as though TDLeFazh may be able to clean it up in pretty decent style. Does have a lot of units here to take out these stalkers that currently do not have blink and are going to be stuck up in this main base for just a little while. We're going to try and do some economic damage. Not a bad idea, but I think that, oh, but look at this. Here comes another, the warp prism coming back here. Or second warp prism, I should say. And it looks like it's going to scout the high ground. We could potentially see some more warp-ins on the high ground. In the meantime, all these stalkers do go down. Pretty decent defense there from TDLeFazh. Now check the units tab. Notice that he is down to 6 SEVs. Suffering some pretty horrendous economic losses there. So brutal, brutal, brutal. But he does have double orbital command, so he should be able to remake this this army, this economy, with just his mule capabilities here. So here comes 2 more stalkers trying to keep these SCV count low here. I think is a great play here from PL Popros. And TDLeFazh having to get himself back into position. We'll see if he's going to just abandon this position. Wow, he's just leaving these guys, giving them free reign here and losing a lot of SCVs in the process. No fun at all. Looks as though he is, oh my goodness, look at this. He is cruising out across the map, going to be putting some counter pressure on his opponent. In the meantime, he does not have much going on in his main. Here comes the drop yet again from PL Popros. A couple units here for defense. Going to try and work on these stalkers. Are going to be able to push them away, I think, here for just a moment. But big, big attack, I think, from PL Popros, really serving him well. Here comes the main attack here from TDLeFazh, though. Is going to be able to deny that expand. Did get the cancel down, so lost 100 minerals. Good force field going down here. Going to keep these guys out of the base for just a moment. One Marine did make it onto the ramp. That was pretty helpful for just a moment. But let's see, we do have... Yep, we do have enough energy for one more force field. Interesting play from these guys so far. Very, very interesting stuff. TDLeFazh still working on getting that economy back up and running. Here comes another warp in. He does have some units here to be able to deal with this. These Zealots, though, do tank a lot of damage from these Marauders and these Marines, but looks like they will get cleaned up here in pretty decent time. Oh my goodness, taking some decent losses there. TDLeFazh really needs to keep working on that. At the meantime, he's going to be trying to push this attack out his opponent's main. Looks like he did brutalize a couple units there. There is an Immortal out now on the field, though, and that is definitely going to be serving PL Popros well in this exchange, and it looks as though TDLeFazh may decide to back out here completely. Did see how many sentries there were. There are 4 of them now on top of this ramp, and that is just so many to deal with. And look at these warp-ins just continuing here. Brutal stuff, but it looks as though TDLeFazh is able to clean that up pretty well. So, wow, this is just phenomenal play, and I'm sorry I have the units tab up. I've just been trying to keep track of that economy, and it looks as though TDLeFazh has been able to come back so far in that. So we'll get you back to your production tab. Notice Stimpack is going down, but here comes more harassment from PL Popros. More warp-ins. It looks like it's going to be double sentries here for just a moment. Probably going to warp in a couple more before these guys move forward. Oh, there he goes. He's going to load them up and put them back here behind the mineral line. Not a bad deal there at all. Interesting stuff. Going to be taking some decent losses. 1 going down. Looks like 2 getting trapped there. 2 SCVs going down. Here comes the cavalry, though. TDLeFazh going to try and clean this up quickly, quickly, quickly. Oh, a little slight misclick there from PL Popros, almost costing him that warp prism. Now, PL Popros did secure his expand here. It looks like it will be done here in just a little bit. Not bad there. But I do think that in a lot of ways, TDLeFazh is in great shape. I mean, units lost is going to show that, oh, wow, actually, PL Popros has lost more. Now, that's actually news to me. But I guess that makes sense considering how much gas-heavy units he's lost. So, interesting stuff. But the harass going down has really hurt TDLeFazh's economy. Now, let's check the units tab real quick. Notice that TDLeFazh, or PL Popros, not too far behind in that economy. 28 to 32 in favor, I would say, of TDLeFazh, especially when you take into account those 2 mules. Well, we'll just check. Look at that. You can see right there. Look how much those mules make up, the difference that they make up. Here comes another warp in. Oh, good force field. They're going to block these guys from retreating or kiting at all. But it looks like they may just barely be enough here to clean this up. Oh, look at that. Picking these guys up and dropping them. Nice stuff. Nice play. Oh, almost going to get the snipe on that warp prism. That would have been a nice snipe. That would definitely make TDLeFazh sleep a little better in the evenings. The evenings must occur very often in this game. Actually, probably not at all. So I take it back. They won't help you sleep at all. But so far, so good. Great defense, I'd say, from TDLeFazh at this point. Here comes the drop yet again. Marines trying to keep this warp prism out of there. Almost getting the snipe on the warp prism yet again, but it looks like this Xel'Naga tower being held here by PO bo3 definitely serving him very well. He does see this very, very large army cruising out across the map. He does have quite a few sentries here with good amount of energy, so a lot of force fielding going to take place. Looks like he'll be able to split this army pretty well. Oh, look at this. He is denying this army even coming up the ramp right now, so taking just a little bit of extra energy there to make that happen. Doesn't want to engage quite yet. Going to try and get in a couple more units. Look at that, preventing him from getting in at all right now. And here comes the elevator tactic from TDLeFazh saying, you know what, fine, I don't want to engage on the ramp anyway. Let's engage up here on the high ground. Even better, he says, even better. Is he going to continue this? And look at this. These guys are going to be cruising up into the natural and going to go straight to the mineral line. Looks as though TDLeFazh splitting his army here very, very well. May even be able to get the snipe on this Nexus. No, he's not even trying to snipe the Nexus. What's he trying to do here? He needs to consolidate his forces here. I think he is taking some substantial losses. Ouch. So kind of interested there why he made those choices, but I don't think he necessarily lost the game there or anything, but that is going to even it up just a little bit. But he was able to take out those very, very expensive sentries that PO bo3 did have camped up here in this location, which is a good snipe, I think, at this point. You can see that his sentries, he only has 5 out on the field right now, and he just warped in 3 of them. So good stuff there from him so far. We do have a couple DTs cruising out across the map, and is he going to be able to deal with this? Now, that was a great play from him. Oh, there we go. There's a missile turret going to try and go down. Good scan going down, taking out one of them very, very quickly. And the second one going to go down as well. Good scanning there. Great defense there from TDLeFazh. And going to have some missile turrets up. So I'm liking this play from TDLeFazh here quite a bit. My goodness, he's playing so strong right now. Gotta love it. Notice he's going to go ahead and send a factory over here and camp it in this position. That way he'll know if his opponent's going to try and take an expansion right away. In the meantime, it looks like he is going to cruise back out across the field with a very, very large infantry force here yet again. Now, we do have what looks to be weapons, or armor level 1, I should say, and another forge about to go down, as well as charge. Now, charge is going to be super effective here, especially since he can go for some Archon, so charge lot Archon, not a bad combination, getting some more gateways here for PO bo3. He's looking to be in pretty decent shape. Let's check the units tab and see where we're at economically. PO bo3 is doing a great job on his economy. Looks like he is going to try and take out this factory. Pretty good stuff. Factory, is he going to lift it off? That's what I'm wondering. Don't know. Doesn't matter now. It is definitely going to go down. There are way too many units here to deal with it. In the meantime, it looks as though TDLeFazh does see the strength of PO bo3's army and choosing to move out here. This is very interesting play. Let's get you back to your production tab. Notice we do have infantry weapons level 1 going down. Good scan going down, taking out some DTs there holding that Xel'Naga tower. Great snipe there. Stim, concussive shells, no combat shields quite yet. But that is okay. We do have some ghosts on the way. Blink on the way for PO bo3, and looks like another drop here in the back. It is going to be a DT. However, there is a missile turret and some Marauders there to clean that up, and we do have some Vikings going to be dealing with this poor Warp Prism who does not have his speed upgrade, so going just a little bit too slow to deal there. And it looks as though TDLeFazh is going to cruise up here and see if there was an expand taken. There, however, is not. And TDLeFazh or PO bo3 going to potentially take advantage of that. Looks like he may try and get a flank on his opponent here. Charge complete. Charging in there. Gotta love it when Zealots get right up in the face. Good force fields going down here. And looks as though TDLeFazh, though, using his drop ships, these medevacs, to get these guys away from those force fields, getting them back to safety as quickly as possible. But great kiting here from TDLeFazh, but just such a strong unit combination here from TDLeFazh that he took out quite a few of TDLeFazh's army there. So great stuff from both of these players so far. I think it was good moves from TDLeFazh. It could have been a lot worse for him, that is for sure. Good control. It takes a lot of micro skills to make that happen. But TDLeFazh's great force fielding costing his opponent there, I think. So we do have another command center going down. Looks as though TDLeFazh is going to gear up to take his third here in just a moment. Yes, he is going to fly it out there right now. There we go. We do have combat shield on the way. Infantry armor level 1. Armor level 2 now for TDLeFazh. Now that's definitely going to be serving him well. Getting those zealots right up in his opponent's face and tanking so much damage while he can get some DPS behind. Let's take a look and see what his DPS behind is going to be. Still warping in Dark Templar, but is getting out of Templar Archive, so I'm guessing he's going to go for a lot more Archons here in the very near future. But he's been so effective in this game with all of these sentries. It's been phenomenal to see, and we do have a small detachment of forces cruising out here, going to try and deny the expand. Excuse me. Here comes the... Ooh, look at that. TDLeFazh's barely saving these, but trying to come in here, do a little bit of damage, and then blink out. Great control there from TDLeFazh. TDLeFazh going to be cruising forward here. Blink being utilized again to get these guys to safety. One DT here going to have to be taken out. Wow, interesting. Ooh, Planetary Fortress. So nice choice here from TDLeFazh. That's going to be difficult to break that line with just gateway units, that's for sure. Now, obviously, the Archons will be helpful in that task. But TDLeFazh still has a slight supply advantage right now. And I'd say that, I mean, the tech advantage starting to go in favor of TDLeFazh, but, I mean, it's not completely done yet. But you can see he is going to be getting a lot of Archons in here. And Archon's going to be super effective against this Bioball army. But Blink being utilized here. TDLeFazh trying to be as pesky as possible with these few Blink Stalkers that he's got cruising around the map here. I'm liking that quite a bit. Interesting play, but it looks like TDLeFazh may be gearing up. Nope, he's backing out here yet again. Interesting stuff. Oh, Blink being utilized yet again. Now, I do want to note that TDLeFazh is taking a fourth base behind this, so great stuff. What's this right here? Oh, it's the factory. There we go. Cool, cool. So, good Bioball here. We do now have some ghosts on the field. That EMP going to be super effective at nullifying those Archons as best they can. I mean, the Archons can still tank a lot of damage even after one EMP goes down, but it will bring that shield down so much that it should help take them out very, very quickly. Good stuff there. I'm liking this from TDLeFazh. Now, he doesn't have much mech yet. Well, any mech at all, really, when it comes down to it, but I mean, this ghost mixing in is not a bad play here, I don't think, for him. Now, we do have Storm going to complete here for TDLeFazh, and that will absolutely obliterate this army, as well as potentially nullify the ghost play. Now, if you can get those feedbacks off on the ghost before they do anything, they die instantly, and that is absolutely no fun if you're a ghost. Solo operative, right? Give me the sit rep. Gotta love these guys. Ghosts are cool. But we do have some scouting going on here. We have these guys on patrol. They don't want any drops coming into the back there. Kind of funny, but we're in a holding pattern right now for both of these players. Looks as though the main is about to be mined out here for TDLeFazh. Let's just check the units tab while we have a moment. Notice that he is only at 39 SCV, so really relying on a lot of mules to keep his economy rolling here, but somehow still keeping a supply advantage. And I think that's due to how cost effective he's being with his units thus far. Now, he is going to be getting Personal Cloak, which I think is a smart move right now. TDLeFazh is going to take the center of the map here with a couple Blink Stalkers. Their mobility should be enough to get them out of the way should they need to. We do have some scouting going on. Looks like a DT going to cruise up here. However, there is a Planetary Fortress with a missile turret, and that means he cannot hit that mineral line, but he is going to camp up here and deny the fourth base for TDLeFazh when that time comes. Unless TDLeFazh's course is going to take this base, which is not a bad idea. So pretty good stuff, but it is 4 base Protoss to 3 base Terran right now. So, I mean, if you're Tapeless, you've got to be feeling a little bit wary here, especially with this very, very large army here. That's, I mean, it's really, when it comes down to it, is a phenomenal unit composition. And he's got them spread out so well that it's just going to be difficult to engage this. Going to have an instant surround wherever he chooses to start. Oh, look at that. Stalker's getting in there, and a couple of them dying very, very quickly, just evaporating to that stim. Or it wasn't even a stim. My goodness, didn't even use stim there. So good stuff there, but Tapeless does have a very, very large, fairly scary army. Looks like he is going to be pushing this attack here for just a moment. Are we going to see some storms? Do we have any high temps in the mix? Does not look like it quite yet. Wow, there goes the EMP. Here comes the storms. We are going to see some storming. Storm going down. And, oh, wow. Those force fields holding those guys in place, but it looks as though it is not going to be enough. Tapeless absolutely evaporating his opponent's army right now, and Tapeless looks to be geared up to take down a win. Ladies and gentlemen, going to be, oh, a storm's going down. Very effective storms there. Is going to do some hurt there, but I still think that Tapeless is going to be able to absolutely deny this expand, and then probably go, oh, another storm going down. Great storms. Gotta love the placement here from PO Popros. And but just Tapeless got that alligator blood, able to take this down. A couple DTs trying to get in there and do some damage. There is still this this base up here doing a lot of work, but it looks as though Tapeless may be going for the unit producing structures now. Look at those EMPs going down, brutalizing these guys' shields. That Archon going to be less than effective there at that location. This one may actually survive long enough to get off a shot. Maybe. We shall see. That, oh wow, that Ghost dying instantly there to some DTs. But this just a great push here from Tapeless. He's really keeping the pressure on his opponent. You've got to love that. And it looks as though this natural here for PO Popros is going to go down. Great stuff now from Tapeless. I think he's gearing up to take this win down. We do see some reinforcements cruising out across the map here, and it looks as if he's going to make it up into the main now. Going to see some storms here right on the ramp. Nope. Ooh, that would have been a great time to storm. That is for sure. Ooh, feedback going down on that Ghost, unfortunately. But a couple units cruising up here. Going to try and tank all of the storm damage. Big bio ball. Storm's going down, and probably not the greatest location. Did get some damage, but not enough, because there's the GG. Great play there from Tapeless in game number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be going to game number 3, so press 1 if you love game 3 in a best of 3. I do, that is for sure. Don't alt-tab, always alt-Starcraft. We will see you guys in just a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We do have some live tournament action coming at you right now. It is going to be on Xel'Naga Caverns, and this is a semi-final match in tonight's All-League Arena. It is going to be Tapeless taking on PO Popros, also known as LeFazh. You can see here that is his North American account, but on the Korean server his name is PO Popros. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm not entirely sure about it, but I give it the best shot that I can, and he is going to be spawning as our orange Protoss up here in the top right hand corner. In the bottom left of this 2-player map is Tapeless spawning as our green Terran. Notice he does hail from Clan Nightmare NMx. Beautiful stuff. He is such a phenomenal player. But wow, a lot of strength we're seeing from PO Popros as well, and I am super impressed with this matchup. Really, really good stuff. Tapeless is going to be working on a supply depot here. Maybe potentially for a wall off. We shall see. In the meantime, it looks as though a pylon going down. LeFazh or PO Popros feeling comfortable with getting more units out. I like that play. I like it. What can I say? Got to get more units to win these games. Very rarely does like a 6-probe rush ever work. Even on a small 2-player map like this. But my goodness, so far this has been a phenomenal tournament. I just want to thank everybody out there who's been supporting the tournament. We're having a great time doing this, and it's just so much fun to see some of these players taking each other on. I mean, these guys, this is such a high-powered matchup. It's just getting chills sometimes. But we do have the gas going down here for PO Popros, and getting that sucker saturated immediately. It looks as though it is going to be a Cyber Core. So standard opener it looks like from PO Popros, and let's take a look at what Tapeless has got going for us. It is going to be a wall off. He does have his barracks about to be complete. Notice the rally point here. He wants his Marines out of his base for now. Going to probably maintain a little bit of map control early on, which is not a bad idea. is going to be getting his orbital command here right away. I like it. I like it. And the refinery fully mining, it looks like. So pretty good stuff so far from these players. I do like these standard openers. These guys playing it very, very safe. And since it is a best of 3 in the final game in that little series there, got to make great decisions here. If somebody makes a mistake, it'll cost them entry into that final matchup. And that is going to be painful. Now we do have TDLeFazh. He does get into his opponent's base here. He is going to get some decent scouting going on. Does see that Chrono going down there on the Cyber Core. And going to evacuate here with that SCV, keeping him alive. That Zealot not quite fast enough to keep up and get the kill. However, it is going to be a Stalker out on the field now. Going to try and kill that SCV potentially. Is he going to go down here and try and intercept him? Yes, he is. Look, we do have a 1 Stalker, 1 Zealot push from TDLeFazh. There is a probe down here. Where is he going? Is he going back? Nope. He's just going to be kicking it. There he goes. He's turning around. Can't figure out where he wants to go. It is going to be a forward pylon here. Nice hidden location. You really have to scout deep in past this grass to see that. So it's a good spot, but it's still close enough to make a big difference in your ability to get reinforcements in on an attack against your opponent here. So great stuff there from TDLeFazh. We do have a factory going down here with a tech lab for TDLeFazh. So my guess is we are going to see the starport go here to the tech lab and get some cloak banshees out. Now let's just check the vision. What did he see up here? Not much. Now he did see the bunker. And the bunker is potentially a telltale sign that his opponent is going for banshee play. A nice 1-1-1 build. And that indeed what it is. TDLeFazh is going to go for some banshees here, it looks like. Banshee number 1 now on the way, but here comes the attack from LeFazh. TDLeFazh is his name. Good force field going down on that bunker, but you know what? I think that TDLeFazh does have enough units to hold here and still getting some great repair down on that bunker. So good stuff there. Looks like LeFazh is going to have to back out. TDLeFazh, I keep getting his name confused, but sorry about that. Wow, another bunker going down. Interesting from TDLeFazh. Does not want to lose his main ramp. That is for sure. Doesn't want to take any losses. I can't blame him there, and especially since he can salvage that, might as well make that investment while he's waiting on banshees to come out. We do have the cloaking field on the way, but a robotics facility is going to be a great counter to that. Should he be able to get out a observer fast enough, and it looks as though he will. This is pretty good timing for that. So right now it is 3 gates, 1 robo, 4 TDLeFazh, and Banshee number 2 is on the way. Let's go check in on Banshee number 1. He is getting pretty close. Now the robotics facility not quite complete, so this Banshee should be okay because cloaking field about to complete. He should be able to get quite a few probe kills here at the mineral line, and I assume we're going to see a chrono boosted observer here. Where's the observer? Oh my goodness. Observer, observer. Cloaking field almost done. There goes the cloak. Perfect stuff, but here comes the observer. So this Banshee going to pick up a couple more kills here, but he probably will get sniped, or she, I should say. It is a girl. Ooh, taking out that sentry is a pretty decent snipe there as well. 7 kills on that Banshee, not bad at all. Here comes Banshee number 2. She is ready to get in the fight. We'll see if we're going to have some more of that harassment, but this one going to bail here for just a little bit. Probably going to go get repaired, which is not a bad play. But here comes Banshee number 2. Probably going to pick up a couple good kills here. But there is detection. Oh, it may get sniped. 1 kill for that Banshee, but is going to have to back out there. And is now a little bit stuck in that position, so not bad at all there for TDLeFazh. So pretty good stuff. Let's take a look at what's going on. We do have another tech lab down. It is on that factory. As you can see, we do have tanks on the way. 1 more on the way. Is going to make 3 there. Good salvage here. It looks as though TDLeFazh is going to be gearing up for an attack. He did get a Raven out. Wants to deal with that observer. Got to love this play. Very, very thoughtful, as well as the Raven can be super effective if you use that point defense drone. And by the time they get up there for an attack, he will potentially have enough energy for a point defense drone, making that Raven super essential in a one base push here against TDLeFazh's one base play. He does have this robotics bay out, and that's going to be super effective against the ground part of the army with that Colossus there, but it is gonna cost him a little bit of zealots and potentially a couple sentries. Maybe some of those force fields could come in handy. So we'll see if this unit composition is going to be right here for TDLeFazh. Notice that Tapeless is picking up a slight supply advantage right now. And let's just check in on the economy. 28 to 25, so actually a pretty substantial lead, I would say, for Tapeless at this point, especially when you take into account the mules. Economically, he is doing great. We do have a couple stalkers cruising out here. Let's just check in back on our production tab. Look at that. Nothing in production right now for TDLeFazh. Combat shield about to complete. Siege tech rather, going to be complete here in just a moment. More Marines. There we go with the thermal lance upgrade, as well as a warp prism. So looks like TDLeFazh might try and get drop happy, which I would like to see, quite honestly. I do believe he's a little bit behind in this matchup, and I think drops may be the key to getting him a slight advantage back in this game. Anything he can do, really, to make something happen, do some damage to your opponent, is good stuff. No expand going down for Tapeless quite yet. He doesn't want to transition out of this one base play as of yet. He knows that his opponent hasn't quite expanded yet, so I think that's the right move. Now, double Colossus in this army is going to be able to do a lot of damage, though. Good amount of stalkers here. It's going to come down to how quickly can Tapeless snipe the observer, which is difficult to see in that mix. How quickly can you snipe it? And how quickly can you take care of these Colossus? Because once those Colossus are done, it is really going to be difficult. As well as if there's no AA and no detection, Tapeless will have free reign with these Banshees. That is brutal, brutal stuff. It looks like TDLeFazh is going to be splitting his army here, getting geared up for his attack. Notice the double bunkers going down here for Tapeless. And here comes the attack just before these bunkers are going to complete. But the bunkers should actually complete here just in time, but these tanks doing a lot of damage. Whoa, and look at this. The bunkers do complete, and there it is. GG from TDLeFazh. Tapeless will be moving on in this tournament. He will be in our finals. We'll go to our other semifinal match here in just a moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, give Tapeless a big fat high five. I am doing it right now. High five, brother. High five. You are awesome. Taking that guy down was a phenomenal feat of strength. Great games. Don't alt tab. Always alt Starcraft. We will see you guys in just a bit.